Hey guys, welcome back to Puffalado, and welcome back to Café Enchanté. I'm just gonna get right into it because I don't even know how to feel. I really want more information on what the fuck is going on, so let's get started. A voice reaches me. At first I thought it was the wind, but I was wrong.
どうして
It's muffled, but it's clearly the voice of someone. I'm dumbfounded with the surprise at the tone that shouldn't exist in this world.
誰だ
I look around, but I see nothing besides grave markers and storms of ash. But the voice remains unchanged, as though resounding through space to me.
僕だって彼女に会いたくて会いたくて会いたくて
Oh.
会いたくて会いたくて会いたくて会いたくて頑張って彼女に手を伸ばしたのに彼女を助けるために君にも手を貸したのに
Ew. Dark feelings fall.
それなのに僕の手は跳ねのけられて君はまた彼女に手を差し伸べられた不公平だ
Huh?
どうして僕ばかりどうして君ばかりさっきから何の話を
I return a question to the voice's owner, but it seems my response was meaningless. For some reason, the voice only speaks of dark hatred of me. A massive earthquake that shouldn't exist in this world shakes my footing.
その身がそんなにも呪わしいなら
Oh!
くれよミシェル
Oh! What? Oh shit, he dropped the cup in the ash and... The night passes after my chance meeting with Misyr through the fissure. That's a relief. It wasn't a dream. I gaze at the counter that was missing one cup and feel okay. Last night was real. I saw Misyr. Of course, there's still many mysteries and questions relating to him, and the anomalies in other worlds now, but for now, just that fact, it gives me a sense that the unease swirling inside of me has reduced a bit. When I tell everyone about what happened last night, their mood is calmer than before, too.
君もすっかり元気だね。
Yes, thanks to that. Although, I think it's simple-minded for me.
そんなことないよ。それだけミシェルとの再会が嬉しかったってことでしょ。俺らもミシェルのこと心配してたし、正直ほっとしてる。
カヌスたちが戻ってきたら一歩前進したことを報告しないとね。
Kororo seems happy too, slapping his tail fins on the table in a cheery rhythm. Oh, right. Yo left for the GPM this morning, but he was happy to hear my story too.
鼻歌混じりに出て行ったよね。イルって確か今日はあの変人の手伝いに行ってるんだっけ？
That weirdo. Yeah, to tell the truth, from a while back, Mikado was thinking this out. By combining Ill's magic with GPM technology, if a big fissure occurs in the human world, apparently it might be possible to figure out the location ahead of time. Karya grunts at this notion. It would be best if such a fissure didn't occur, though.
イルが夜には戻ってこれるよう、僕の方で彼を送迎するから、夜の護衛の件は安心して。
Yes, thank you very much. Just then, there's a vibration sound from Rendo's pocket notifying an incoming call. Rendo says sorry for interrupting, presses the accept call button. Or then presses the accept call button. Then...
ハローハローアンシャンテのマスターとついでにリンドご機嫌いかがかな僕は打天使という超レア人外が臨時助手となってくれたことでご機嫌かつ有頂天ハッピーだよ
Oh lord.
今なら後ろからこっそり羽の一本くらい抜いてもバレないよね
I think he would notice, but...
噂をすればってやつだね。
Probably because he wants to talk to us all, Rendo had quickly switched to speaker mode. What is it, Mikado? Did something happen to Eel after he got over there?
ああいや別件彼への協力要請とはまた別にちょっとしたお願いが君にあってね
For me?
うんリンドやイル君から君がミシェル君と再会した話を聞いてねどうも君のいるアンシャンテにはミシェル君がいた影響からか例の亀裂が発生しやすいようだだからもしまた同様の現象亀裂が再び発生したらこっちもその反応を観測したいんだよ
According to his explanation, he completed the analysis of Misyr's coffee cup data that had lent him before, and identified the same compounds from the ash that had remained on Asmodeus's arm. In other words, those compounds should be related to Misyr himself, or his world. So he wants to input that compound data into special devices and install them around the Enchanté gate and other places. If the fissures in space occur and the same compounds enter from them, in response, the main device at GPM will activate. It would automatically collect useful data for predicting fissure locations. That's how it works. In addition, those devices also have a function of recording sound from around them. With that, sounds that signal a fissure opening or Misyr's voice could be heard, etc. Not just the atmosphere, it would allow a thorough investigation of every possible clue. That's about everything. Mikado claps his hands on the other end.
そのための機材を今からというかすでに僕の助手君に持たせてそっちに向かわせてるから彼が来店したらアンシャンテのあちこちに配置してもいいかな
Your assistant? Could he mean the hooded man I met at the GPM before? aka Solitus? From what I heard, it seems like he knows about most of our circumstances here. Then I shouldn't have a reason to refuse. Yeah, that's fine. Thanks! With an energetic announcement of gratitude, Mikado hangs up the call. It seems like we're moving forward little by little.
このまま異世界の異変の件も含め普通に解決するといいね。
After that, Rendo returned to the GPM. During that time, Karya and Kororo stayed with me. There he is, the man himself. Oh, you're Mr. Assistant, right? I had talked to Mikado about the plan, so please feel free.
皇帝では前回にかけて適切な場所に機材を配置させてもらおう。
なんか義務的な人だね。
Next to that excitable Mikado, I think he makes a good balance. God, my Kodane voice is not as good as it used to be. Still covering from the screaming, apparently. The assistant goes around to all the rooms and halls, installing the devices for Mikado. After that, without any particular notice, he leaves the shop. Karya also goes back home before nightfall. As they're changing places with him, Eel returns from the GPM to work as my night guard. With that, a rather busy day ends. Right when it's about to hit, I think 9 o'clock? In my own room, I reflect on the day's events as I hold Kororo. He said it would take some time for him to return to human form. Maybe Misyr will come and visit after about 3 days? This time, Kororo makes a positive cry of agreement rather than consolation. After I pet Kororo, I go to change my clothes to sleep when... Huh? A rather intense sound rings from the outside. What was that sound? Il should be standing in front of my room guarding me. Il, did something happen? I get curious and try calling to him through the door. Il? I get a weird feeling when he doesn't reply, so I try calling again.
どうしました？私に何か用事でも？
This time, he immediately replies to me through the door. Yeah, I was just a bit curious about that big sound.
ああ、それですか。お恥ずかしいことに、下の階、店のゲート付近から妙な音を感知したことで、驚き思わず体勢を崩してしまったのです。
What? From the gate?
ええ、試しに探ってみましたが、この魔力と気配は間違いなくミシェルかと。
Misyr? But he said it would take time for him to go back to normal. And it's dangerous at night, so we always set the gate to closed.
ミシェルの技量ならば、多少期間が短縮されてもおかしくはありません。
Along with the plate, he should be able to forcibly open it. Il says this somewhat vacantly.
彼が帰ってきたのですから、どうか出迎えてあげてください。私は自室にて待機していますから。
Without waiting for my reply, it seems like he left the front of my room. If Misyr came back, Il should want to see him too. After all, he was waiting for him to visit every day. Maybe he heard our conversation last night and he's being considerate? In that case, I don't want to disregard his consideration. And I really want to go see Misyr as soon as he comes back too. Oh, also I should make coffee for him again. Koro, I'll be going for a bit. Holding back my impatience, I head straight for the room at the gate. Oh god, it's not gonna be Misyr. Oh god, God, let me know! The one called Il held a conversation through the door with Coltonay. After finishing the conversation, he immediately moves to the second floor. There, without hesitation, he enters his objective room.
変化はないか?
What the fuck? Who is this? The true angels with pure white wings on their backs under his command nod in silence. In the center of the room, spread on the floor, a small pool of blood. A certain individual was restrained, his limbs and neck included, his whole body tangled up in threads of light stretching from thin air.
淡き琴音の誘導の成功を確認。生体偽装効果を解除する。
Oh, you little bitch, Solitus. Why are you doing this? The man who called himself Il dispels all of his imitation spells that were hiding his true identity. And the real Il knows the name of the imposter.
Sorry. 彼女に何を?
Despite the threads constricting his throat, Il utters the name of the angel before him.
案ずるな、断罪の使徒。当個体にあの人間を害する意志はない。ゲートの前と誘導したのは、単にあの場が防音に優れ、隔離に適した空間のため。すべてはお前の返しを悟らせぬための一時的な誘導だ。
However, saying this, Solitus makes an addition as though warning Il.
あくまでお前が抵抗しなければの話だが。
If Il resists, he can't guarantee the safety of Coltonay, is what that means.
もっとも、我が槍による強制命令に、お前が抗えるとも思わぬが。
Despite indifferently speaking of his objective to Il, this apostle is the symbol of fear. The being, also called the right hand of God, to think that they would meet in the human world. Rather, To think he'd be attacked. Solitus made use of the request from Mikado to install the devices, to hide Rosarios for spatial teleportation in various places. Using those, he made his move to recover Eel. It was a complete surprise attack. Eel desperately tries to keep breathing, and his frustration at his failure to perceive it.
では展開に戻るぞ。断罪の使徒よ。再接続は後ほどとし、まずは我らが神と再会せよ。今展開には未曾有の危機が訪れている。その危機に対抗するためには、本来の姿に戻ったお前の力が必要だ。
Reconnection. Original form. Eel instantly understands the meaning and his face goes pale. At the same time that Eel tries to somehow squeeze out a voice.
術式を再度展開。展開へ続くホール付近への転送を開始する。
Eel's figure, along with Solitus and the other angels, are engulfed in a rising light and vanish. Okay, well at least it's not like that dude pretending to be Misyr, but now Colton is alone in the gate room, which is terrible. I entered the gate room as Eel urged me to, but... Huh? Inside the room, it's just the gate standing alone by itself. There's nobody here? I looked around and behind it, but there's no sign of anyone. I checked the plate in the end, but it's still unchanged, set to closed. Could Eel have been half asleep? Now that I think about it, Eel hasn't slept for several days to guard me. Maybe his fatigue finally showed itself today. In that case, next time Conus or Ignis comes back, we should let him rest. Thinking this, I go to leave the room. Huh? There's a sound at my back. When I wonder what it is and turned around towards the gate. Oh, fuck. As though flung, the plate flips over to open. What? Then, the doorbell drops its light tone in the dimly lit room.
やっと会えた。
Misyr? What came leaping out from it was the man I'd been wanting to see. The hands he extends. I'm captured in his arms without any time to be surprised. Then, as though being embraced, I'm pulled in by him to the other side of the gate. Oh, no. Where the fuck is actual Misyr? That cannot be Misyr. Oh my god, now it's chapter 4. Oh lord. Oh my god, what's happening? Am I crying? Oh, jeez. The first thing I felt was wind on my cheek. Parched, dry air that stings my throat with each breath. The peculiar, rough wind shakes me awake. I slowly open my eyes. When I get up, what I saw in my field of vision is... Oh, good gravy. Changing shape with each stroke of the wind, an ashy land stretching far into the horizon. This place is... I get a sense of deja vu, the ground where I lay collapsed until now. When I slowly open my hand that had been touching it... Ash-colored sand. No. Ash... What was in my palm blows away in the wind, indistinguishable from the other ash. I recognize this world. Endless ash stretching over the surface. Those two words in my still heavy head tell me of one possibility. Could this place be...
Kotone!
Cutting through this lonely world is a voice filled with joy. When I turn towards it... Whoa! I was embraced in someone's body. An embrace from right in front that reminds me of a certain encounter one day. The sensation of this chest and arms wrapping around my body remains in my memory. But the strength behind it was greater back then. I sense a strong will of never wanting to let me go. Picture get. It's a little suffocating, so I raise my head and...
本当に君なんだね。
Misyr? As I thought, the one embracing me was the one who promised to return to Enchanté. Misyr, who had returned to his usual form. Still embracing me, he places his eyes right on me.
よかった。ああ、本当によかった。もしこのまま君が目覚めなかったらどうしようかと思った。会いたかったよ。俺はここでずっと君を待ってたんだ。気が遠くなるぐらい。ずっと。ああ、まずは何から話そうか。君とは話したいことがたくさんあるんだ。
Still embracing me, he doesn't stop talking. Misyr? Of course, I'm very happy to see you too, but this is a little painful. Could you relax your grip a little?
ああ、ごめん。力加減がまだわからなくて。
Misyr apologizes and reluctantly lets go of my body. With a little distance, I finally have room to look over his body. But if you're here, then that means this place is...
そう。ここが俺の世界。いきなり引き込まれて驚いた。君に会えた嬉しさで、ついね。
Like the first time we met, sometimes you act purely on emotion, don't you, Misyr? Oh god, Colton thinks this is Misyr. This is such a mistake. Oh god. But Misyr, what about that form? If I recall, Misyr would return to his true form when he's in this world, right?
ああ、どうしても君に会いたくて、ちょっと頑張ってみたんだ。
I wouldn't suddenly turn you to ash, he says with a smile. I see. I guess... I'm not gonna say I'm happy to, because I feel like that's exactly what this mystery Misyr wants. So I'm gonna say, did you push yourself? Because if we talk about things that he doesn't know how to answer, I think it'll be more evident for Colton. So here we go. Did you push yourself? Misyr, are you pushing yourself?
無理って?
Well, we talked about it before. I thought it was really hard to restrain your power. Keeping that form in this world, I thought you might be pushing yourself. I'm a little worried. Misyr?
ああ、うん。大丈夫。そう、大丈夫だ。僕が苦しみなんてものを感じるはず。
Oh. Huh? Still, it seems like he was too happy and pulled me in here before he even entered Enchanté, but still, it's been a while seeing each other face to face like this.
そうだね。俺からすれば数千年って感じだけど。
That's a really long time. As though interrupting our conversation, the ashen wind grazes my skin. Upon seeing it, Misyr makes a troubled frown, but he quickly regains his mood.
さて、君が来てくれたことだし、改めて紹介しようかな。ようこそ、俺の世界へ。
Misyr spreads both hands and introduces the wasteland he lives in.
これが俺のミシェル・アレックスが生きる本当の世界。もともと名前なんてない場所なんだけど、一応こう呼ばれてるんだ。終わりの世界。
That doesn't seem like a very well. I guess it's accurate, but the world of end times. That has a really sad sound to it. But it's all a wasteland. It's composed of only ash. I'm sure no matter how far I walked, there wouldn't be any things of nature or buildings like in other worlds. As the name suggests, it's as though all of civilization had gone to ruin. This place that had met its end is the world that Misyr lived in this whole time. However, Misyr himself doesn't seem to mind. In fact,
それじゃあ素敵なお客さんに今からこの世界を案内してあげようか。見せたい場所もあるからね。
in fact, he seems to be happy from the bottom of his heart that he brought me here, which should be the biggest red flag, but Kotone is apparently too dumb to realize this.
さあ、ことね。お手をどうぞ。
Huh? He gently extends his hand to me. As I'm a little confused about why he extended it to me, Misyr suddenly smiles.
まあ、ありえないことなんだけど、うっかりはぐれないようにさ、手をつないだ方が安全かなって。俺と手をつなぐのは嫌。
I don't mind it. I don't mind it, but I'm actually happy. Well, taking that, I know that this is not Misyr. There's no fucking way this is Misyr. There's like absolutely none. So I guess I'll... Let me save. Hold on. I'm gonna save. I'm too nervous to do it without, like, saving ahead of time. I would say I don't mind it, but... just because I know it's not Misyr. I'm actually happy. This probably going to bring you to a bad end because it's like, oh yes, I'm happy to walk around with you, mystery Misyr. But, all right, let's go. I don't mind it, but I'm a little surprised. You know, you explained before, right? That you have that ashen power. I'm sure it's fine because you're in your usual form now, but that just happened in the demon world. So, Misyr, I thought you might have been concerned about getting near me or other people. That's what it seemed like. So, for you to offer your hand to me, it's just a little surprising.
まさか君に触れることに戸惑いなんか覚えるわけないじゃない。
Ew. Really? He declares it without hesitation, and I'm a little taken aback. Did our reunion before blow away all of his hesitation? But is it okay we don't return to Enchanté? When I ask, Misyr blinks his eyes in surprise.
どうして？
Huh? He tilts his head like his heart's confused. What do you mean, why? You know, that night you promised to come back to Enchanté.
ああ、それ？君がここに来てくれたなら、わざわざあそこへ行く必要なんてないよ。大事なのは、君と俺が触れ合うってことでしょ。
What is this? Considering Misyr's words and attitude, something feels very out of place. When I try to think about what it is, I can't quite put it into words.
それよりも、早く行こう。俺の手を取って、俺に触れて、ことね。ことね。
Ew, 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 ew. Oh, God! Without waiting for my response, he forcibly grabs my hand. Why? Really, why? He stops cold at my question. Why, when you speak of Enchanté, why is it as though it's only a second thought? Back then...
話すよ、全部。俺のことも、この世界のことも。
Yes, exactly.
上ベルをもう一度鳴らした時に、今度は全部を包み隠さず、温かくて優しい。君が迎えてくれるカウンターで。
God, it took her so long to realize this. You said it so longingly, so earnestly. You wanted to come to Enchanté. You wanted to sit at that counter. You wanted to see me at Enchanté. That's what you said, and yet... That's right. This is what felt so out of place. More than anyone, Misyr cherished the days he spent at Enchanté. To abandon a reunion at that shop and take the trouble of bringing me into his own world by force. How can I put it? Right now, you seem like a different person. I say this with such confusion in my voice. Oh, I'm scared. The expression drops from Misyr's face. Wee wee woo. This is your Puffalauda trigger warning. I feel like it's always the nicest people that have the most trigger warnings. So, if you don't like blood, if you don't like the feeling of being chased, if you don't enjoy non-consensual embrace, then please skip to the time shown on the screen. I pretty much spoiled what's going to happen next, but you guys should watch it if you can stomach that kind of stuff. But if you can't, totally fine. Just skip to the time. No need to put yourself through the pain and suffering. And for the rest of you, I guess we'll just get right into it. Woo! It's not an expression I've ever seen in him. There's no mistaking it.
どうしてそんなひどいことを言うの?
He stomps in the ash towards me.
僕はミシェルだよ。君が求めて、君がずっと恋しがってくれたミシェル・アレックスだ。だってほら、顔も声も体も端から端まで全部一緒でしょ。だからほら、逃げずに。
こっちにおいで。
A chill runs up my back. Heeding the warning of the shiver, I turn my back to the unknown young man and I begin to run as fast as I can. This person, it's not Misyr. Confident of this terrible fact, I escape without any destination in mind. Oh, God. With no destination, I simply run through the endless wasteland to escape from that someone who's taken Misyr's form. I thought the gate would be somewhere nearby, but it seems I was carried very far during the time I was unconscious, and I can find no trace of it. I run and run, but the scenery just repeats itself. The rough ash slips beneath my fatigued legs. I nearly tumble over with force, but I manage to control it. However, I need to run faster. That young man will catch up otherwise. Driven by impatience, I try to take the next step. Oh shit. What is this? Murky blood drips from my mouth. The red color melts into the ash. The moment it enters my sight, I'm suddenly assaulted by suffocation. No, it's more than that. It hurts. My hands shake. My vision blurs. Blood and oxygen. I feel everything in my body, as if it's hurting me from the inside. I can't endure it, this abnormality, this agony happening in my own body. I collapse to my knees in the ashen land. Behind me, I hear. Picture get. Oh, fuck.
捕まえた。
Ew. Ew. A body with no warmth engulfs me. Oh, God. The body is no longer Misyr's. It was the young man beyond the fissure. You're... The first time I went to another world, when I passed through the gate to Medio, a voice calling to me from somewhere. And when I was thrown out onto Amasaki Island, What drew me into the gate, that mysterious voice. Thinking back to that harsh noise, hidden behind it, a voice. Don't tell me that voice. It was... With it whispered in my ear like this, I finally realized.
そうだよ。どれも全部僕の声なんだ。やっぱり君には聞こえてたんだね。僕はこうして君とずっと言葉を交わしたかった。気が遠くなるぐらいに君を待って求めていたんだ。
God, I hate this.
ずっと君のことを思わなかった時間はなかったよ。
The young man embraces my body, entirely stricken with pain, with even more force.
やっと君に触れられる。やっと君と話ができる。嬉しいな。諦めずに何度も手を伸ばした甲斐があった。
This man, what is he talking about? As he breathes sighs of joy over me, my body is in pain and my vision blurs. A feeling of nausea rises. Just as I cough up blood yet again.
琴音から離れろ!
Purple lightning approaches the young man. During this slight moment, when the young man's eyes go wide, I put all of my strength into my arms and shove his body away from mine. Using that force, I turn to where the lightning came from. All that fills my vision is ash, but in a small gap I can see a dark figure. This time, on that night.
琴音!
The woman who promised to ring the Enchanté doorbell was there. Misyr! My breathing pains me, and as I collapse to my knees, he rushes to me and catches me just in time. But the face of my support, Misyr, is twisted in fatigue and anguish.
どうして君がここにいるかは気になるけど、それよりも今は一刻も早く
人間界に戻るつもり？ダメだよ、そんなの。僕が絶対に許さない。
Misyr and the young man. Perhaps because this is their first time meeting face to face, Misyr looks shocked when he sees his face.
驚いたな。本当に俺と同じ顔ってわけか。
その身がそんなにも呪わしいなら僕に送れよ、ミシェル。君の力とその姿はあの時丸ごともらったとそう思っていたのに、まだその姿を保っている上に弱いとはいえ魔法を使う余裕まであったんだ。
しぶとさだけには自信があってね。まあ君が俺の力そのものを奪ったおかげでこうしてこの世界でも異形に戻らずに済んでるのは皮肉としか言いようがないけどね。
Misyr holds me up like he's shielding me and glares intensely at the young man. While watching the man's state to run at any moment, he slowly backs away.
君は何者だ。魔界で俺に干渉してきた剣といい、ここに俺以外の命が存在するはずができるわけがないのに、ましてや触れただけで俺の力を奪うなんて、そんなとんでもないゲート 誰なんだ君は。
Misyr asks questions to try and create an opening, and the man. You must really think this is hilarious.
おかしい。それを君が聞くのかい？他でもない。君は僕のことをずっと遥か昔から知っていたはずなのに、僕は君にとってたった一人の同郷の仲間なんだから。
The homeland. The moment he hears those words, Misyr's face goes stiff. However, he uses the young man's opening.
ことね、どうにか頑張って落ちないように捕まってて。
Misyr, prioritizing the escape, holds on to me and runs at full speed. The young man doesn't rush and intently sees us off, without moving a step from that spot, simply smiling. What a creep. As Misyr walks while holding me, much like me, fresh blood also spills from his mouth. I try to call out to him, but my lungs hurt like they're burning. My blood torments me, it's like poison. Misyr desperately protects me with the robe he's wearing. Misyr. Between my hoarse breaths, I try to call his name.
喋らないで。
A voice mixed with worry prevents me.
詳しく話してる暇はないけど、この世界の大気は人体に有害なんだ。長時間さらされれば命を落とす。この姿の俺なら君を運べるから、ゲートまでもう少しだけ耐えて。
As if to mock his determination, smoke rises from the ash in front of us and...
スパルトイ、この世界の産物だとは思ってたけど、なんでこんな時に。
The ones from before, the menace we saw on Amazaki Island, they swarm us all at once. The usual Misyr could crush all of them with a single glare, but... As he is right now, he can only smash the approaching Spartoy one by one, and he doesn't seem able to fly. Still, while avoiding the Spartoy, he continues running through the wasteland. Did he lose the Spartoy? Or did they let us go? Despite them disappearing from sight. Misyr's steps grow more and more dull. Hoarse breaths begin to wheeze from his throat. Oh, picture get. Oh, fuck. This has been a long episode, I understand, but god, there's a lot of bad things happening. It becomes injury, with blood dripping down.
ことね、頑張ってあと少しでゲートだ。
Using his own body as a shield, he strongly embraces me. Misyr simply repeats in desperation.
大丈夫。心配しないで。君は必ずアンシャンテに戻れる。
Each time the storm blows fiercely, Misyr holds me a little tighter. Misyr. He says that, but I don't know if the Swartori or that young man will catch up. Misyr, if you carry me, if you go by yourself...
君を見捨てろって冗談じゃないね。
In my thinning consciousness, I try to call to him once more, but in this world that was empty until now, I realized that a small change has occurred. As far as I can see, there are small hills at regular intervals. What are those? We don't have time to chat. I know that, but to maintain my consciousness, I instinctively ask Misyr.
あれは墓標だよ。
What?
不幸にもこの世界に迷い込んで死んでいった人たちのね。俺はその中のただ一人の生き残りで、かつては君と同じ人間界の人間だ。
Misyr walks on, speaking in a hoarse voice. He talks about his life, about history long ago. Well, we're gonna stop here. Holy crap. Things are getting very bad. I gotta say, I mean, I knew that weird, like, white wearing clothes dude was going to show up regardless, but I didn't think he'd be so, like, oh, I don't know. He's just so sketchy. It just feels like he's, like, got way more going on than we know about, and it makes me very uncomfortable. I'm so sad for Misyr because he's just, like, over here trying to make things work, and everything just continues to go wrong for him. So I feel super bad. God, what is happening? Kotane's gonna die at this rate. Both of them are gonna die at this rate. And Eel's been kidnapped, so we're just, everything's horrible. Oh, God. Next episode, I guess we'll find out about Misyr's past for realsies this time, and then hopefully escape this world of Ash. The world of end times, as they call it.